The Texas Parks and Wildlife television series is funded in part by a grant from the Wildlife and Sportfish Restoration Program. Through your purchases of hunting and fishing equipment and motorboat fuels, over $40 million in conservation efforts are funded in Texas each year. And by Texas Parks and Wildlife Foundation, helping to keep Texas wild with the support of proud members across the state. Find out more at tpwf.org. Additional funding provided by Ram Trucks. Guts, glory, Ram. Coming up on Texas Parks and Wildlife.
Maybe a little bit of a pride thing when you get to Cottonseed. That's got to be the hottest spot in the whole race, and you don't want to mess up.
Here they come.
And me and John, our strategy is slow and steady. We're going to go the same speed the entire time, and we're going to hit our checkpoints when we say. So, our strategy is basically keep our energy up through the whole race so that we can finish.
It's smart enough to learn to adapt and use its environment, and so it's kind of a neat little bird in that way.
Texas Parks and Wildlife, taking Texans outside for 30 years.
The Texas Water Safari. A race for warriors.
Parts of the river have been just pressure washed, and it's just like a highway. It's like driving down I-35. But then, you get to a spot that's completely junked up and jammed up.
A race to reconnect.
The partnership and the love that you feel, going through this, it's just amazing.
It's rewarding and ridiculous all at the same time.
It's just past 6 on a typical Tuesday night for John Madrano.
You're doing it with your spouse.
His wife Jenny just beat him home.
Hey, babe.
Spaghetti?
Yeah.
Your busy American family with 2 jobs, 2 kids, and an incredibly hectic life.
Oh man, that's it.
That's it. A lot of that personal time that we spent kind of came to a halt. Y'all had some of the other stuff.
We do. You just kind of wake up one day and you look at each other like, who are you? Because you spend all of your time trying to do everything you can for the babies. And then you kind of look at each other like, you've changed and you don't really know what you've changed into.
Apparently at some point along the way I became grouchy. Careful, it's hot.
It's hot.
This here boo-boo, does it hurt?
Which one?
This one.
Oh yeah, that's a callus. So tomorrow, it's like standard run. Get up at 4, out of here by 4:30.
Totally spaced right now. You're tired.
John and Jenny are training for the Texas Water Safari, which is about 4 months away.
I know, I'm gonna have trouble steering. This will be a fun experiment.
Neither had even paddled in a canoe together before this.
All right, ready?
Ready, babe?
Yeah.
And now they train just about every day.
It's gotten a lot better compared to the first time we were out here. We didn't even have these paddles turned the right direction, as embarrassing as that is.
They've named their team Couples Therapy.
So we had lost a lot of time together, and this is an effort in trying to get that back, and it's worked wonderfully. It's been healing and helpful for us in a lot of ways.
I had to spend most of the time at the beginning just basically making the boat go straight. Cut. So now I'm trying to learn my paddle technique. Cut.
Paddle technique is not a problem for Team Texas Flood.
That might be about as good as it gets. It's called a closed cell foam, so it doesn't take on moisture.
So a bilge pump?
A lot of effort in water evacuation. I think these weigh 22 ounces and these weigh 7 ounces maybe.
The six-man veteran team won last year and is expected to repeat.
Best thing is just we're all good friends, you know. It's just guys that I enjoy spending time with. You know, we did it last year. We put the team together. We all had a real good time. After the race, we all wanted to race together again.
Training run. We're going 48 miles. We're going from here to PALMETTO State Park. When we're training, we'll go real hard for a mile, do like a mile interval. On high, fast water, I think we've done close to 11 for a mile.
Hands up!
Deemed the world's toughest canoe race, the Texas Water Safari is a 260-mile river adventure from San Marcos to Seadrift. It started in 1963 and has become one of the premier paddling races in the country.
Look at him. Oh, poor baby.
Good evening from Central Texas, the scene of utter devastation, a natural disaster of epic proportions after days of relentless historic rain triggered raging floods.
Because of the historic flooding, the race is postponed twice,
I wish I could jump down that like that.
delaying it over a month.
No, but now nothing's going to be the same. And we're novices, so we prefer to go, look at it, scout it out. So it'll be interesting.
With just a week till the race, both teams get in a final practice.
As compared to previous years that we've raced, this is probably one of the highest water years that we've seen. So a lot of junk, a lot of logs, a lot of portaging in the river.
The six-man team swamps at Cottonseed Rapid.
So we've been practicing this stretch all spring, and we had it each turn just down pat, we were nailing it. And then it flooded, and everything has changed. And we've got almost zero time to learn the whole river.
It's both excitement and nervousness. We've been working for, 5 months now, just working our butts off to get ready, and it's almost time.
We're just going to blow the whistle. There's going to be no other countdown, so when you hear this whistle, you head for Seadrift, okay? Y'all have the same trip.
Maybe a little bit of a pride thing when you get to Cottonseed. That's got to be the hottest spot in the whole race. There's people everywhere, but we had swamp and practice a couple of times, and so you want to do it well. You don't want to risk messing up your race there by doing something silly, and you don't want to mess it up.
And me and John, our strategy is slow and steady. We're going to go the same speed the entire time, and we're going to hit our checkpoints when we say. So, our strategy is basically keep our energy up through the whole race so that we can finish.
We are at Fentress on the San Marcos River waiting for Team 150 to come through. They'll throw their empty jugs out upriver. You get 3 jugs in each hand and just throw them in there when they go by, and they'll just keep on going.
The paddlers aren't the only ones racing. Support teams scramble to stay a step and a stop ahead.
We stay up. We don't sleep. Might get like a 20-minute nap somewhere, but for the most part, we have to keep going through the whole night. It's fun. It may be less fun tomorrow if you ask me. I think we got it. Here, I can get that. Leg on it. Hey, Kathy, they're coming over here. I can't pull anything out. Yup. Pull your drugs out. They don't want us doing it. Will you get that bite bottle out?
Now we gotta hurry up and wait somewhere else.
Let's go, let's go. Doing good.
Going okay so far. We're staying on schedule, that's good.
This is fun.
Well, ZEDLER, we're preparing for nighttime. It's going to be dark. We don't want to have to pull over on a riverbank and put lights on, so we're doing it now.
Look, we are matching lights.
They said at Palmetto you need to go right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Try not to spend too much time there. It's easy to spend time at checkpoints, talking to people or doing things. We don't want to get in this trap. We just want to get right back in the water now and go.
All right, keep up the good work. Absolutely. Keep it going.
As sun sets on day one, the solitude and silence of the San Marcos River sinks in.
There's no ambient light, so you're hearing these noises all night, rushing water, different sounds, things crashing through the underbrush, and you have no idea what it is. You can't see it. You can only see straight ahead. It's night, it's dark, you're tired.
You know how far back? 40 minutes? You're good, man.
That's one of the hardest stretches of the race. Just that first night when you're really all alone and you've been paddling all day and kind of dawns on you that you're a third of the way done.
Everybody done?
That was great. Hang on. Look, baby, Daddy's in the boat. Say, go, Dad, go. You gotta be louder so he can hear you. Go, Dad. Hey, babe. You look good.
This is my vacation, man. It's a hell of a lot easier than going to work every day. I mean, for sure. So this day two, when you're super tired and all you're focusing on is staying healthy and trying to get that paddle in the water and pull on it hard, you've totally forgotten about everything else. You get to this real simple existence.
It's just a beautiful river. Year after year, you see things change. You see the same magnificent tree year after year, certain places that no one has access to unless you paddle to it.
It is 7:48, and our guys are coming in to the finish line.
Here they come. You're drained physically, you're at your limit, and you're almost there.
I think, hey Sam, did somebody just they just flip? Yeah, that sucks. They just flipped out in the bay, so they're trying to get back in.
Despite the dump in the bay, Team Texas Flood finishes the race in 35 hours and 2 minutes, winning the water safari for the second year in a row.
It's kind of a culmination of all the hardships you've been going through. You're reaching your accomplishment, your goal. So it's very emotional. To reach that point, you've put your stamp on it, good or bad, and you can look back and be proud of what you've done.
You know, the race isn't all about the race, it's more about the experience, the camaraderie, And I really enjoy spending time with all these guys. That's what's important, you know, really.
Right here, guys, right here. Safari 2015.
How y'all holding up?
Doing all right.
Oh yes. Man, this is like my third Whataburger meal in 2 days.
Probably 90% mental at this point. You know, we learned the skills as best as we could in 7 months. But it's very challenging. It forces you to push it to the limit, and that's what we're here for.
See y'all after a while.
The relationship, we've been together 12 years, and things were great before kids. We had a lot of fun. We did a lot of traveling, right? A lot of that personal time that we spent, you know, and doing the fun things kind of came to a halt. So we had lost a lot of time together.
Oh, we're close to the trees.
Get pounded from waves from both sides.
You better hurry.
Yep.
The river healed me and John quite a bit. And it brings your priorities back into alignment. And you realize what's really important in life. You know, and this race is all about that.
All right.
How we doing? Over here.
All right. Doing wonderful.
Right here, right here.
That was miserable.
Go past the blinking light.
Oh, that was just never ending.
You guys doing awesome.
John was a little concerned about me. I'm hallucinating pretty badly. At least they're good hallucinations.
Also, right now, we're not taking care of ourselves like we have throughout the race. Every hour we ate, consumed stuff, we were making sure we were drinking a lot. We weren't doing these basic things to keep ourselves healthy.
You know what I need? I need a Zantac. I have like raging heartburn.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they took a beating this time. They took a real beating. You get hooked. It's a spiritual cleansing because it makes you appreciate everything. All the small little things like a place to lay down.
They've persevered through a lot. Sleep deprivation, not eating a lot, maybe not being able to hold down food. They've accomplished quite a big feat.
After 3 days and paddling 260 miles, John and Jenny finally make it to Seadrift together.
I guess it's a testament to how much you do love somebody, right? Regardless of what state your relationship's in, when you can sit down and do something so difficult together for the sake of, healing all the things that have been going on.
Me and John connected on a level that you don't even think is possible. And it's amazing to be with someone through this journey and know that when you are at your lowest point and you don't think you can go on, someone's gonna pick you up and you figure out really fast what you're capable of and what's important to you out on that river.
It's great. It's a wonderful feeling.
The race was amazing and it changed us. So it did what it was supposed to do. And we're absolutely addicted. So we can't wait to get back on the river now.
Well, there's a nest right over there. Sprinkler spraying right into it.
Might cool them off at least.
Oh yeah, there's one above the nest.
Oh yeah, look at that.
These birds are loggerhead shrikes. And despite the occasional unplanned shower, this city park in Round Rock, Texas, has turned out to be a pretty good place to build a nest.
Here comes the sprinkler, hitting them again.
This is a 570-acre park in a very urbanized area, and there's at least 14 different pairs with young.
It's not necessarily the ideal place as far as we're concerned. It's managed for recreational purposes, and it's in a suburban community, but there's something about it that they like.
The loggerhead in the bird's name refers to its fairly large head in relation to the rest of the body. The loggerhead shrike is unusual in that it's a songbird with a raptor's habits. Its diet consists of bugs and insects, but it also eats lizards, snakes, mice, and even other songbirds.
One of the things that it has is a hooked bill. When they capture their prey, they catch it on the back like a lion in the savannah and pull it down and then bite at the neck to paralyze their prey.
Then the shrike will do something that is really interesting. It impales its meal on something sharp, like a thorn or barbed wire.
Their feet aren't strong enough to hold on to it and tear it apart like a raptor would, so they put it on thorns so that the thorn can hold the food and they can use their bill to get pieces to feed their young.
Kind of a story of brains versus brawn. It's smart enough to learn to adapt and use its environment, and so it's kind of a neat little bird in that way.
Jim Giacomo came to this park looking for scissor-tail flycatchers. What he found was a lot of loggerhead shrikes.
They're a common bird that's in serious decline. They're declining by 6% a year in this area. So they're eggs. They're listed as endangered in Canada. They span across all of North America down into Mexico. They're one of the many grassland birds that are in trouble right now.
Trouble for the loggerhead shrike and many grassland bird species comes in the form of habitat changes. Jim is with the Oaks and Prairies Joint Venture, which is a partnership of government agencies and private groups working to address habitat loss and restoration for grassland birds.
As humans, we're really good at either clearing out the land or letting everything grow up and get overgrown with shrubs. And these birds kind of need something in the middle. They need the low grass, but they also need the scattered trees within the fields for nest sites.
So a number of these grassland species are in serious decline, but one of the nice things about these type of birds is they respond well to management. And so when we've got landowners out there doing the right things, providing the right kind of habitat, we can see increases in the population pretty quickly. Heck of a start.
While the folks with the Oaks and Prairies Joint Venture are out there working with landowners to improve habitat for grassland birds, these loggerhead shrikes have made this urban park their home.
It's the short grass, scattered trees where they can find perches, plenty of areas to forage around those trees. They've had to come to places like this that are providing the habitat they need, but maybe less than ideal when we think about it from a larger scale.
And those scissor-tail flycatchers that Jim had originally hoped to find? Well, they too have settled in at Old Settlers Park.
There's something about this park that provides the right structure for them, really, and it provides the kind of habitat that they're looking for. It's just kind of hit a sweet spot for them, and they obviously like this area.
This project was funded in part by a grant from the Wildlife Restoration Program.
On a side note here, we'd like to discourage you from sticking your smartphone or your camera or anything into an active bird's nest. You risk the parents abandoning the nest, and it could be considered harassment of wildlife. So leave the research and the photography to the professionals.
This series is funded in part by a grant from the Wildlife and Sport Fish Restoration Program. Through your purchases of hunting and fishing equipment and motorboat fuels, over $40 million in conservation efforts are funded in Texas each year. And by Texas Parks and Wildlife Foundation, helping to keep Texas wild with the support of proud members across the state. Find out more at tpwf.org. Additional funding provided by Ram Trucks. Guts, glory, Ram.